Chosen one, have you felt it? The atmosphere is shifting, the signs are multiplying, and something deep inside of you knows this is not just another week. This Saturday, September the 27th, a divine energy will descend upon your life in a way you have never experienced before. What was locked will begin to open. What was heavy will start to lift. What was silent inside of you will awaken with power. This is not coincidence. This is heaven rewriting frequencies, preparing you for a season where nothing will remain the same. But pay attention, before this release, the enemy will try to distract you, weigh you down, and make you believe that nothing is happening. He knows he cannot cancel the decree, but he will do everything to make you stop before you step into it. And I ask you, are you ready to receive what has been written for you? Are you willing to release the old energy so that you can fully walk into the new? Stay with me until the end, because today you will understand the prophetic weight of September 27th and why this divine shift will forever change your destiny. Chosen one, there are ordinary days that pass unnoticed, and then there are days that heaven marks as thresholds, moments of divine turning where what is unseen collides with what is visible. September the 27th is one of those. This Saturday carries a weight that is not natural but deeply spiritual. It is not simply a date on the calendar, it is a prophetic decree, a realignment of divine energy that will touch the chosen ones in a way that cannot be ignored. Perhaps you have already felt the signs. In recent days, you may have carried an unusual restlessness, a heaviness that had no clear explanation, or a strange sense that something was stirring in the background. These are not random feelings, they are indicators of what is about to be released. Heaven is preparing to shift your frequency, and the discomfort you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. This shift in energy is not coming to weigh you down, but to lift you up. It will awaken parts of you that have been silent, restore what has been drained, and ignite what seemed to have burned out. It is like a fresh wind entering a room that has long been closed, sweeping out the dust and filling it with life again. That is what this divine energy will do inside of you. It will refresh, restore, and reposition. And I ask you, how many times have you felt the flame inside of you flicker but never fully die? How many times did you think you could not continue, yet somehow you still did? That spark within you was never your own. It was heaven sustaining you. Now that spark will become a fire. When this energy comes, you will notice shifts in your spirit. Confusion will give way to clarity. Despair will bow to hope. Weakness will be replaced with inner strength you cannot explain. The chosen ones will find themselves standing taller, sensing more deeply, perceiving with sharper vision. It will be as though a veil has been lifted and you finally see what has been written all along. Your mind will also feel this change. Patterns that kept you bound will begin to break. Thoughts that once trapped you will lose their power. Ideas that felt impossible will suddenly feel reachable. A higher perspective will take over, and what once seemed overwhelming will now look small in comparison to the destiny ahead of you. This is not imagination. It is heaven rewiring your thoughts to align with your true identity. Your body, too, will sense this divine adjustment. For some, it may come as renewed strength. For others, as a deep need for rest while the realignment takes place. Some will feel lightness, as if a weight has been lifted. while others may notice a quiet energy building within. Every reaction is different, but all point to one reality. When heaven changes your energy, even your physical being must adjust. This shift will not stay contained within you. It will ripple into your surroundings. Relationships may begin to shift. People who no longer align with your new frequency may drift away. And though it may sting, it is necessary. At the same time, new connections will appear. People who carry the same energy, who speak the same language of the Spirit, who bring confirmation that you are not walking alone. This is alignment, and it always follows an energy shift. Do not be surprised if your environment begins to feel different. Places you once tolerated may feel heavy. Conversations that once entertained you may now drain you. The change is not in them. It is in you. When your energy shifts, everything around you is filtered through a new lens. That is how you will know heaven has touched you. Chosen One, September the 27th, is not about spectacle, but about substance. The world may not notice anything unusual, but in the Spirit, a decree will be released that changes everything. And as you walk forward from that day, you will carry the evidence in your spirit, mind, body, and even in the atmosphere around you. Heaven will change your energy, and in doing so, heaven will change your life. Chosen One, have you noticed that right before a breakthrough, the pressure seems to intensify? That is not your imagination. It is a spiritual pattern. Before every divine activation, the attack increases. The enemy cannot erase what heaven has already decreed, but he will do everything to distract you, to weaken you, to make you give up before you receive what is yours. And this week, leading into September 27th, has carried that weight for many of the chosen ones. The attack before the activation does not usually come in dramatic explosions, but in subtle, persistent pressures. It shows up in your thoughts as doubt and fear, whispering, "Nothing will change. You are wasting your time." It shows up in your emotions as sudden heaviness, anxiety, or discouragement that seems to appear out of nowhere. It can even manifest in your body as exhaustion, restless nights, or aches with no explanation. These are not random. They are strategies designed to drain you before the release. But here is the truth. The intensity of the attack is the clearest sign that the activation is near. The enemy does not waste energy on those who are not a threat. He presses hardest against the chosen because he knows that once this divine shift touches your life, you will no longer be vulnerable in the ways you once were. He fears your awakening because a chosen one who is aligned and energized cannot be stopped. Think back for a moment. How many times, right before something significant happened, did you feel like everything was falling apart? How many times did the battle seem unbearable just before a door opened or a new season began? This is the same pattern repeating now. The resistance is not proof of failure. It is confirmation that you are standing at the threshold of activation. And I ask you, what has weighed on you most in these days? Which area of your life has felt the heaviest? Could it be that the very place where you are under attack is the exact place where heaven is about to release breakthrough? Chosen One, the enemy uses repetition to exhaust you. Cycles that seem never-ending. Struggles that return just when you thought they were over. But this cycle is not evidence of defeat. It is evidence that you are about to step into something greater. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. but to signal that you are close to release. The important thing now is not to give in to the smoke screens. Do not let meaningless arguments, sudden emotional swings, or unexpected obstacles distract you. Recognize them for what they are: tactics to pull your focus away from the threshold you are about to cross. The enemy hopes you will stop just short of the activation. But if you endure, if you stand, if you remain, you will step into what was promised. This is why the chosen are called to perseverance. Because the attack before the activation is not a sign to quit. It is a sign to hold on tighter. Each wave of resistance is proof that the release has already been set in motion. So, as September 27th approaches, do not be discouraged by the battles. Instead, see them as confirmation. Heaven has not forgotten you. The decree is already written. The energy is already being released. And the reason the enemy presses so hard is because he knows that once you step into this shift, he will never be able to bind you in the same way again. The attack before the activation is not the end of your story. It is the announcement that your story is about to change. Chosen one, there are ordinary days, days that pass quietly without leaving a mark. And then there are days that heaven carves into history, days that carry a weight far greater than a simple date on the calendar. September 27th is one of those days. This Saturday holds prophetic significance that cannot be ignored. It has been written in the unseen long before it appears in the visible, and its weight will press upon the chosen in ways that cannot be denied. This weight is not meant to crush you, but to prepare you. It is like the heaviness in the air before a storm breaks, or the pressure felt before the earth shifts and a new landscape emerges. What you have been feeling in your spirit, the restlessness, the unease, the sense that something is near, is not confusion. It is heaven, signaling that September 27th carries a decree of change. This prophetic weight explains why the days leading up to it have not been easy. The pressure increased, not because you are failing, but because the energy of a new season has been pressing against the old one. When heaven is about to release something new, the old systems, the old patterns, the old alignments begin to break down. That breaking feels uncomfortable, but it is necessary. It is proof that the unseen is about to manifest. And I ask you, have you noticed how much no longer fits in your life? How certain conversations now drain you? How certain environments feel heavier than before? How certain desires have simply fallen away? This is not coincidence. It is the prophetic weight of September 27th moving through you even before the day arrives. You are already being shifted, already being prepared, already being aligned. This weight also brings separation. Do not be surprised if relationships shift, if doors suddenly close, if paths you once walked begin to disappear. The prophetic weight makes room for what is coming by clearing away what cannot remain. It is not loss, it is alignment. What is leaving was never meant to walk with you into the next chapter, and what is arriving will carry the same energy heaven is releasing upon you. The prophetic weight is also collective. You are not the only one feeling this. Across nations, across cultures, across boundaries, chosen ones are waking up with the same heaviness, the same sense of anticipation, the same stirring in their spirit. This is how you know it is real. because it is not isolated. Heaven is aligning many at once, like pieces of a great puzzle being fitted together at the right time. For many, September 27th will not look extraordinary in the natural. The world may treat it like any other Saturday, but in the spiritual, something shifts. The decree is released, the alignment is sealed, and the chosen step into a new frequency. The weight you have felt will transform into momentum, carrying you into places you could not reach before. This prophetic weight is not a burden. It is a promise. It is evidence that heaven is not only aware of you, but is actively shaping the path before you. It is the hand of the author pressing upon the page, preparing to turn it. The unease, the heaviness, the restlessness, all of it points to one truth. The story is about to change. Chosen one, do not fear this weight. Embrace it. Let it remind you that your life has meaning, that your steps are ordered, that you are part of something far greater than yourself. September 27th is not an ordinary day. It is a prophetic moment where heaven and earth meet, where energy shifts, and where destinies realign. When you look back, you will remember this day not for the natural details, but for the spiritual reality. You will say, that was the day everything began to turn. The prophetic weight of September 27th is already upon you, and soon it will give way to release. Chosen one, when heaven begins to adjust your frequency, the first signs rarely appear in dramatic ways. They are subtle, quiet shifts that grow louder the more you pay attention. And yet these small signs carry great meaning, because they reveal that your spirit is already aligning with what is coming on September 27th. The change in your energy is not something you will need to wait for. In truth, it has already begun. One of the clearest signs of a frequency shift is discomfort with what once felt normal. Environments you tolerated now feel heavy. Conversations you used to enjoy seem empty. Habits that once distracted you no longer satisfy. This is not you becoming bitter or restless without cause. It is your inner being signaling that you no longer vibrate at the same level as those old patterns. You are being called higher, and anything lower now feels out of place. Another sign is the intensification of your inner sensitivity. Your dreams may become more vivid, filled with meaning that lingers when you wake. You may notice more synchronicities, numbers repeating, unexpected confirmations, words spoken by others that seem to directly answer questions you never voiced aloud. These are not coincidences, they are indicators that your spirit is awake and tuned to the higher frequency heaven is releasing. You may also experience unusual fatigue. Your body, though it may not be physically overworked, feels almost drained. Or perhaps you have sudden bursts of energy, followed by deep exhaustion. This is not weakness. It is your system recalibrating. Just as an instrument must be tuned before it plays in harmony, your body must adjust to carry the divine energy descending on you. The tiredness is not a sign of defeat, but of preparation. Relationships, too, begin to shift. Some people drift away without conflict. Others may react strangely toward you, not because of what you have done, but because they can no longer connect with your new energy. At the same time, new connections emerge. People who bring peace, clarity, and resonance with the path you are stepping into. These changes in your circle are not random. They are part of the alignment process. Inside your heart, you may also notice moments of unexplainable peace, even when your circumstances remain the same, or sudden courage rising within you when nothing external justifies it. This is a sign that your frequency is no longer dictated by what happens around you, but by the decree written over you. It is heaven whispering, "You are already changing." The shift has begun. And I ask you, have you noticed how conversations feel different? How your body reacts differently? How your thoughts are no longer the same? These are not small matters. They are confirmations that September the 27th is not only near in time, but already active in spirit. Do not dismiss these signs as random. Do not let the enemy convince you that nothing is happening. Pay attention, because these shifts are the evidence that the new energy is moving through you. The divine does not always announce itself with noise. Often it speaks through the quiet adjustments that only the sensitive can perceive. Chosen one, your frequency is changing, and with it, your entire life will follow. You will find that doors once closed now respond differently to your presence. You will see that opportunities you once overlooked now call to you. You will understand why certain paths had to end and why new ones are opening. This is what happens when heaven changes the vibration of your life. Everything realigns to match it. So embrace the discomfort, welcome the sensitivity, honor the fatigue, and trust the changes in your connections. These are not signs of loss, but of transition. They are heaven's way of saying, you cannot carry the old into the new. You are being tuned to a higher sound. On September the 27th, this process will reach its peak. But even now, you are living the signs. The shift has already begun, and soon, the world around you will reflect what heaven has been doing within you. Chosen one, when divine energy descends upon your life, nothing remains untouched. It is not a fleeting sensation or a passing inspiration, but a transformation that rewrites your inner and outer world. September the 27th will carry this very impact, the kind that moves beyond feelings and reshapes your spirit, your mind, your body, and even the atmosphere surrounding you. The first impact will be within your spirit. Confusion will begin to clear, and what once felt blurred will suddenly sharpen. That faint whisper you often ignored will become a voice you cannot deny. Hope, which you thought had been extinguished, will return stronger than before. You will feel an undeniable fire stirring in your core, reminding you that you are not here by chance, but by divine design. It is as if your soul has been waiting for this specific moment. And finally, the time has come for you to awaken fully. Your mind, too, will be touched. Thoughts that kept you bound in cycles of fear and limitation will begin to lose their grip. Instead, clarity will come. Clarity to make decisions, to see patterns for what they are, and to recognize the path that is truly yours. Ideas will flow where stagnation once lived. Solutions will arise where confusion used to rule. Your mind will not only think differently, it will see differently. You will no longer look at life through the lens of defeat, but through the eyes of destiny. And your body will respond as well. For some, the impact will come as renewed strength, energy rising like a fresh wind after long exhaustion. For others, it may first arrive as a need to rest deeply, as your body absorbs and adjusts to the higher frequency now flowing through you. But whether it comes as fire or stillness, the result will be the same. Your physical vessel will realign to carry the energy of heaven. Even the way you walk, breathe, or carry yourself will begin to change, because divine energy does not enter a person without leaving evidence. This impact will ripple outward into your relationships and environment. People will notice a difference in you, even if they cannot explain it. Some may be drawn closer, sensing a peace and strength they themselves crave. Others may quietly step away, no longer resonating with the frequency you now embody. Do not mourn these shifts. They are not rejection, but redirection. When heaven raises your energy, it attracts what aligns and releases what does not. Situations in your life will also begin to shift. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will suddenly feel possible. Doors that were locked will open as though they were waiting for this precise moment. Even obstacles that once intimidated you will appear smaller, because you will face them with a strength that was not there before. The impact of divine energy does not remove challenges, but it transforms how you stand against them. And I ask you, have you noticed that the areas under the greatest attack in recent days are the very places where you need the greatest breakthrough? That is no accident. The enemy presses hardest against the ground he knows you're about to claim. But when divine energy floods that very place, what was once your battlefield will become your testimony. This impact is not temporary. Divine energy is not given as a momentary gift, but as a recalibration of your life. It is heaven rewriting your rhythm, making sure that what you carry is sustainable for the journey ahead. What you will receive on September the 27th is not a short spark, but a steady flame meant to guide your next steps. Chosen one, when divine energy touches you, it restores, it renews, it realigns. It is not something you can contain in words, only in the evidence of a transformed life. You will walk differently, see differently, choose differently, and others will know without explanation that something in you has changed. The impact of September the 27th will be unmistakable. Heaven will not only pour energy into you, but through you. You will become a vessel of the shift, a carrier of light, and a sign to others that when heaven decides to move, no force on earth can stop it. Chosen one, what is about to happen on September 27th is not only about you as an individual. Heaven's work is never confined to a single life. When the decree is released, it flows outward like ripples in water, touching many at once. This Saturday carries not just personal transformation, but a collective alignment of the chosen ones across nations, cultures, and generations. Perhaps you have already sensed this. In recent days, you may have noticed conversations with people who carry the same spirit as you have grown deeper. You may have heard others describing the same signs you yourself have been experiencing. Strange fatigue, unusual dreams, emotional turbulence, or a restlessness that cannot be explained in natural terms. These similarities are not coincidence. They are confirmation that the chosen ones are being synchronized by the same divine frequency, preparing for a release that none of us can carry alone. This is the mystery of collective alignment. When heaven moves, he gathers his chosen into harmony. Just as an orchestra must tune before the symphony begins, the chosen are being tuned now, each one a unique instrument, yet all meant to play together. Alone, your sound is powerful. Together, it becomes unstoppable. The impact of September 27th will multiply because it will not fall on isolated individuals, but on a network of souls prepared to sustain what is coming. This also explains why the resistance has felt heavier than usual. The enemy is not only targeting you, he is targeting a movement. He fears what will happen when the chosen rise in unity, when their combined frequencies ignite a wave that cannot be silenced. That is why so many have faced similar battles, why confusion has spread, why the pressure has been collective. It is evidence that the release is not small. And I ask you, have you realized that what you are walking through is mirrored in the lives of others around the world? Can you see that your story is not isolated, but part of a greater pattern? You are connected, chosen one, to something bigger than yourself. The beauty of collective alignment is that it brings confirmation and courage. You may have doubted the signs you were feeling, but when you see them echoed in others, you know they are real. You may have felt alone in your struggles, but when you hear others describe the same battles, you understand that you are part of a larger army. This knowledge strengthens you, reminding you that heaven is orchestrating a move far greater than your individual life. In this alignment, each chosen one will be placed where they are meant to be. Some will be lifted into visible influence, their voices echoing widely. Others will be hidden in quiet places, sustaining the shift through their intercession, their faith, their obedience. Both are equally important because the strength of the collective does not depend on visibility, but on unity. Every role matters, every life carries weight, every chosen one is a vital thread in the tapestry. On September the 27th, this alignment will reach its peak. Across the earth, chosen ones will sense the same release, the same shift, the same energy recalibration. Even if they never meet, even if they never speak to one another, they will be united in spirit. This invisible bond is the foundation of the new season, ensuring that what begins does not fade, but grows stronger through shared purpose. This is the mystery. Heaven is building a network of light, invisible yet unbreakable, and you are part of it. The collective alignment is the proof that your journey was never meant to be walked alone. When the decree is spoken, you will not stand as a single spark, but as part of a fire that spans across the world. Chosen one, do not underestimate the power of this moment. What is happening in you is also happening in many. The alignment is real, the network is alive, and the release will be multiplied because of it. September the 27th will not only mark the turning of your story, it will mark the awakening of a people. Chosen one, everything has been leading to this moment, the sealing of what heaven has already decreed. September the 27th is not just another day, it is a divine marker, the end of an old cycle and the undeniable beginning of a new one. What once weighed you down will lose its grip, and what was hidden within you will finally rise. The decree has already been spoken in eternity, and now it manifests in time. The chosen ones are stepping into a new season. You may have carried doubts, wondering whether the struggles, the tears, the restless nights were worth it. But heaven has seen every step, every sacrifice, every battle you endured in silence. None of it was wasted. All of it has been woven together to prepare you for this release. The final decree is this: your story will not remain where it was. Your destiny is being rewritten, Your energy is being renewed, and your path is being aligned with the fullness of what was always intended for you. This new season will not be subtle. You will sense it in your spirit first, a peace that cannot be explained, a fire that cannot be denied, a certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. Your mind will follow, shedding old fears and embracing clarity that once felt impossible. Even your body will testify, carrying a strength and lightness you did not know you had. And beyond you, your relationships, opportunities, and environments will begin to realign. Because when heaven shifts your frequency, everything connected to you must respond. And I ask you, are you ready to live as one who has been turned by heaven's hand? Are you ready to let go of the stories that no longer serve you, to walk away from what cannot follow, to embrace the unknown with courage and faith? This is the invitation of September the 27th to stop clinging to what was and step boldly into what is now. The decree is also collective. You are not stepping into this new season alone. Across the earth, chosen ones are rising with you. Each one has faced their own battles, their own fires, their own nights of questioning. But together, you now form a wave of light, a people aligned in spirit, a movement that cannot be silenced. Your victory is not only personal, it is generational. The season you enter now will touch lives far beyond your own. This is the mystery of the decree. It does not erase your past, it redeems it. Every scar becomes a testimony. Every delay becomes proof of protection. Every closed door becomes evidence of divine timing. Nothing is wasted in the hands of the author, and nothing will stop him from writing this new chapter over your life. Chosen one, the final decree is clear. The old season ends here. The new has begun. The weight you have carried has prepared you for the glory you will now sustain. The tears you have cried have watered the ground for the harvest that is coming. The resistance you faced was proof of the power now being released. So lift your head, speak it out, declare it over yourself. This is my new season. I step into what heaven has written. I embrace the decree. I will never be the same again. When you align your voice with what heaven has already spoken, you activate the reality of it in your life. September the 27th will be remembered as the day the chosen ones turned a page that can never be turned back. And you, chosen one, will walk forward carrying the evidence that when heaven decrees, no force in existence can undo it. This is your moment. This is your turning. This is your new season.